Monday morning is here. How y'all feeling today, Chicago? You already know who it is, man. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We got a great show for y'all today. Breaking down where the Bulls hit their longest losing streak. Breaking down Coach K's career and where we see the NBA rankings starting right now. Hey, back for another week of shows. You already know, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page because we do this thing daily. This is the only channel that's talking Chicago sports. How Chicago talk. So make sure you get in tune with us, man. As we bringing in the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan Adon into the building.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening?
We got it vibing right now, man. Got it vibing. Hold on, we got to switch the background up. How y'all feeling today, man? Appreciate y'all for pulling up as always, man. Cut the kill the music.
Y'all getting mad snow?
Hey, it's snowy out here, my boy.
I was gonna say I woke up. I like that. I'm like, Jesus,
bro. If y'all woke up this morning, man, and the snow was hitting, how are y'all doing? How did y'all feel getting to work? I will say it was that snow that's like it's not sticking to the street, which is almost worse, right? Like listen, y'all know me. Y'all know I was blue collared in a mug, up every day, crack of dawn, going in, working in the trades, man, doing electrical. The biggest kick to the groin, right, was when you had to go to work. When you had to go to work. And you're looking around like, okay, I got to go to work. Hey, we're going to get in here. We're going to do what we got to do, blah, blah, blah. But then you see the report like 100% snow. Blizzard coming. Somebody's going to die. Fact. You shouldn't leave your house. And you wake up and you see the snow and you're like, oh, snap. Day off work. We kicking it. Day drinking. Here we go. Then you look and it's not sticking to the street. So now you can get into work. It's just snow on the grass. Just like, oh, you son of... I've been there, guys. Fellas, I know. Appreciate y'all for pulling up and rocking with us again for another week of shows. Ringo, how you feeling, my boy?
No, I'm good. I mean, other than the snow, you feel me? I'm straight. Got a haircut lined up later on this week. So
crispy. Got to get crispy, my boy. We got to keep it fresh out here, man. Man, appreciate y'all for showing, man. Everybody who showed love to the Locked On Bulls podcast early this morning, man. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for being in tune with us on that, man. Me and Hayes are going to...
Was y'all mugs live?
You said what?
Was y'all mugs live or something? Because I looked at
Nah. We did pre-recorded last night. It's out on podcast platforms. The video will be out later today.
Okay.
Should be out. The video should be out in about an hour. Over on the Locked On Podcast Network. So check that out over on Locked On Bulls, man. We're doing some good things over there. We had a great first episode, man. Shout out my co-host Hayes over there, man. He did a great job. Great job on his first show, man. Great job on our first show together. Thought it was a really good podcast, man. We had some fun breaking down these Bulls, man, which we're going to get into today. Got to get into our Bulls again. Here we go. Are the Bulls going to hit their longest losing streak of the season? That's a danger that's coming right now, man. We got Philadelphia coming into the crib tonight. Are we in Philly? We might be in Philly. Let me double check that.
I got it.
We might be in Philly because I believe it's a 6:00 game on that one.
6, bro. What is going on?
6:00 game on that one, my boy. You know what I'm saying? He must be early. I'd be cool with it though. You know what I'm saying? Especially doing like Locked On Bulls now. Like we recording after the game, so it's fresh. So
yeah.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like we both do the post game, so we finna hit the post, get right into a record session, hit that mug up, man. But yeah, it's a 6:00 start tonight. Bulls are in Philly on that one, so that's gonna be a fun game to watch there. I can't see it. The Bulls fan in me, the C-Red in me, will not let me see us get to that point. I can't see the Bulls losing 5 straight games just because it's. I mean, if you're being honest, it's kind of hard to do. Like 5 straight. That you gotta work to lose 5 straight games. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't see the Bulls losing 5 straight here. I think they'll be able to I got the wrong one up there. Come out of this tonight with a win. And I'll tell you this, I'll tell you why. I think Philly's beatable. Y'all just worked them out last night.
And that was the other night.
Was that 2 nights ago?
Yeah, that was the other night. They you know that they tried to play their little version of a 2-3 zone. They tried to do what we was doing, but can't nobody do it like us, and that's why they lost.
Yeah.
But nah, yeah, it was. I mean, it was a tough matchup though. But I mean, like I said, my issue with that team was everything basically came from their bench is specifically where when everybody gets back for the Bulls, they should be able to clip them no problem.
Yeah, shout out to Tanner for the super chat as well. He said, "Yo, bros, that NFL Combine had quite a few 4-4 sub times." Yeah, I saw you tweet that on Twitter, 10. I don't know if I retweeted that.
Hey, nah, man. Hey,
Oh, it's Petty in the building with the varsity.
I'm looking at it 40 times.
Now, we don't know what it says because he's in reverse, but hey, I like it.
Hey, dog. Is that better?
I still can't read it. It didn't matter.
Yeah,
Hey, man. Here's an interesting thing coming in tonight, right? Like, you haven't beaten Embiid once. You haven't beaten Philly one time this season.
Tanner was good.
How do you find a way to beat them? And they rested Harden off of the second of a back-to-back, giving them that night off. He's gonna be rested, ready to go. How do the Bulls find a way to get this dub? Is it what we saw in Milwaukee? In Milwaukee, as much as we want to say, right, that is a team that the next night went out and put up 140 points. So
they're the defending freaking champs.
What when the Bulls want to, right? When the Bulls want to, they absolutely can play defense. And I think that 132 points, my bad, still a lot of points. Versus us, they put up a solid 118 to 112.
I'll be honest with you, if you don't mind me jumping in.
Go ahead with it.
I think the addition of Harden and what they gave up for Harden makes them easier to defend. Absolutely. You have technically less shooters around Embiid. Now you get this dynamic guard in James Harden. Don't get me wrong. And I know, Steph, you were saying something along the same lines. So it kind of makes it a little easier to contain because if I'm sticking, the dog's up there making dinner, huh?
Be right back.
If I'm sitting there making, if I'm sitting there guarding James Harden, I'm really playing for that pick and roll because that's what he's really trying to do. That pick and roll, getting to Joel and things of that nature. I'm going to sit on that left hand and I'm going to let him do what he does. Tyrese Maxey, I'm not worried about. I'm thinking Ayo can face him head up and contain that. Maxey's really been that player that we've been worried about. Tobias Harris really hasn't had a monstrous game since this whole tandem has been put together. So while I'm concerned about him because he's an absolute bucket, I'm not overly concerned about him, if you get what I'm saying. So it's just all about how you stick James. Say that again.
I said, can I say something real quick to that point while we just touching on Tobias Harris real quick? So they just played us recently, and I told Pat, I think it was either Thursday or Friday, he's now the fourth option for them because they're looking at Maxey a lot. He's in the corner doing a lot of standing around and just active on defense. And look, they have close to nobody coming off the bench. So if the Bulls can keep pace, by the time that fourth quarter comes up, to Pat's point, he said Joel was tired, and Joel was absolutely tired by the time they got.
How'd he look against y'all in Miami?
He was huffing and puffing.
Y'all, dog. it's different. Like, yes, he's still playing the same. Like, he used to play what 30, 34 minutes a game. He's still playing them same minutes a game. But it is very different when you're playing 34 game minutes while
Right.
getting those 20-minute breaks where you don't have to be on the court because Andre Drummond is in there. It's not just the fact that Drummond takes the minutes. Drummond slows the game down for you if you're winning.
Absolutely.
Hey, when you got Drummond in the game, you can't fly up and down the court. So it's one of those to me where like that's gonna make an impact, like you said, dog. And the interesting thing about Philly, right? What's really beating us? Like
the pick and roll. The pick and roll has beat the Bulls all season.
Nah, I'm just saying.
No,
like,
what's really beating us is Joel Embiid.
You talking about?
Not even that. Think about the Philly games. What's the thing that like Embiid's gonna go nuts? We know that he's Joel Embiid. Nobody in the NBA stopped him yet. We're not the exception.
Pat, that's the only thing that's been beating.
Slow him down the other night though. 22-15 is actually a slowed down night for that man. But
elite big men was the reason we lost. That was nothing that Philly does outside of that is the reason why I'm afraid of. It's the simple fact
Korkmaz, Niang,
right
Maxey,
there. You cannot
you
let
these role players
cook you,
can't let them
like
drop your volume a little bit.
You cannot let these role players cook you up like that. Like
tweak your mic a little bit.
Like to me,
okay.
The biggest thing the Bulls have struggled with is
now
you good.
We're sitting here worried about Joel Embiid down in the paint. We're sitting here worried about the post play. We're sitting here worried about somebody with their back to the basket. And then you look in the corner and Korkmaz is standing out there wide open, cashing threes on you all game. I said it on Locked On Bulls the other day. The dude that Korkmaz is 22 minutes a game, 4 rebounds, 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
You go look at his numbers. That's the dude he normally is. He's a nice role player that eats minutes. He's not a dominant shooter in the corner unless you leave him wide open. Hey, guess what? You leave any dude that's made it to the NBA wide open, he's got a shot at it. I've seen JaVale McGee look you in your eye and be like, well, let's see how this works out. Splash.
I will say this, though. Now the person in the corner is Tobias Harris, which is a whole different level of talent in the corner.
Yeah.
And that's concerning. But I think the one thing that we should be more concerned about is how do you like James Harden is a very containable person. You can contain James Harden. You can't contain Joel Embiid right now.
Yeah.
So how you stick him will dictate how this game is won.
I know. I was gonna say the person in the corner is actually Tobias Harris. But they prefer Matisse Thybulle for some reason to take that shot.
Him too.
Hey, and I'm totally here for not Tobias Harris. Matisse Thybulle is the Sixers version of P. Will. I'm being honest. Except P. Will got the mid range. Tobias Harris, you let him have it. You let him have. Not Tobias. I don't know why.
Tobias Harris is a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, no,
I'll say this. Like Kid said, Tobias Harris is a 3-point shooter before was shooting threes from the top of the key. I'm not as worried about Tobias Harris shooting threes from the top of the key.
Corner now.
Whoa, time out. Wide open Tobias Harris is a bucket.
That's what I'm saying.
True. That's true, but for some reason Matisse Thybulle took a lot of corner threes. When we played them, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying when we played them, he was totally open, and they gave him the free will to take that shot. I don't know what's going on with that. But if that's how they rocking, that's how they rocking. I'm just saying that's how they played us. So
I'm not mad at how they're playing it. I'm not mad at how they're executing. I think the thing that the Bulls have to do is listen. We know the Bulls can score with them. The Bulls haven't had trouble scoring against Philadelphia this season. What have we had trouble with? The same thing we've been saying. That how are you going to defend? And notice how many times we brought up the corner three in this game in this live call this morning. How are you going to defend what they do well? James, you're gonna be overly concerned with James Harden. You're gonna be overly concerned with Joel Embiid. But guess what? Those guys are gonna get their numbers. Is James Harden containable? I agree with you, kid. I think if the Bulls have Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan playing defense like they did in the Milwaukee game for the most part, then you'll end up being okay with James Harden because you got that length, you got that size, or even if you throw a Derrick Jones Jr. on him, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that can affect what he's trying to do. But if you're not playing at the same defensive intensity because you don't view this game as the same, like we know why they were playing hard against Milwaukee, right? Because you had a reason to fight. You're sitting there all week thinking about we finna get at Buddy that got at us, that took out Caruso. You know what I'm saying? There's that energy in the building. Does Tristan Thompson affect the Bulls' defensive mindset enough in the starting lineup for them to keep that intensity going? That's the question mark for me. Like, it's not a can they play defense. We saw that. They just held the Milwaukee Bucks to two lower scoring games for modern NBA that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Where on the flip side, you're giving up 130, 131 to the Atlanta Hawks. You know what I'm saying? So it's about effort to me. Like, you can't tell me you can guard the NBA champs that well, but you can't guard the fourth seed, third seed, whatever they are now, Philadelphia 76ers. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's the Bulls' biggest problem.
They're second.
Second seed, whatever. Who cares?
I was gonna say,
does seeding really matter at this point in the season?
Nah, not really. I think tonight. I think
see how that tune changed when you ain't the first seed no more. Are we really worried? I ain't gonna lie to you though. The one thing I will say, I am not worried about the Boston Celtics in the slightest if we got to match up with them in the playoffs.
No.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
All the way back,
everybody that I talked to said that, that's easy work. I don't believe that's easy work. The Nets.
It's not.
I ain't saying it's a 4-0 sweep, but I'm not worried about getting past them.
Do you see the way that these mugs is playing? I'm not
that's
gonna
called
lie.
being disrespectful. You know what that is? That level of disrespect is like the mugs who say that I'm arguing with my cousin right now. Like right now, my cousin's trying to argue with me. He wants to call in and argue with me about Michael Jordan versus LeBron and how Michael Jordan played scrubs in the finals. I was like, if you really think John Stockton and Karl Malone, who are all-time greats and like have records that almost will never be beaten, are scrubs, then we have nothing to talk about. Anyway, with this conversation,
talk about Magic Johnson's Hall of Fame team.
Dog, I don't get it. But with this right here is an echo.
Yeah, Steph, I think that's you. Cut the volume down a little bit.
Cut it down on your system a little bit.
All right.
Without all that being said, though, do you see what Jason Tatum is doing right now?
Absolutely.
Do you see what they're doing right now without Jaylen Brown?
It was him. Absolutely. I know. I see it. And
good now.
I hear you on it. No, it's still getting an echo. Check. Still getting an echo. That's
yo.
I hear you.
Your mic. It's your speaker.
No, it's the actual computer volume, dog. Turn the computer volume down. Hey, this is how you do a live show, my boy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure out them technical
troubleshoot on the fly.
Troubleshoot on the fly, man.
What about now?
Let's see.
Yo.
Yeah.
It's better.
We'll make it work.
Better. We'll roll with it.
But here's the thing, right? To me, like, I look at Boston as a team that we really just saw them get their first major win and they're rolling. But look at the run of wins that they've run off. Like, I give them credit, but I'm not gonna look at the Bulls and say, yeah, you're struggling against these top teams, but you beat these teams, and give Boston the credit I'm not gonna give my team. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about this run. They just beat Brooklyn. But we'll talk about the Hawks, the Pacers, the Pistons. They beat Brooklyn again, but they had no Kyrie, no KD in the game before this one. Pistons, they lost to. They beat the Sixers with no Embiid. The Hawks, the Nuggets, Nets again, and let me double check. Yeah, James Johnson was the number one option that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we really look at the run that they went on when they beat Miami, I don't think it was nobody on the floor for them either. Yeah, you ran out there with Tyler Hero and Strus. Strus got off that game though, 27. Shout out to him.
He did. The one thing I will say though is I feel like they do match up well. They match up very well. With them. I was looking at the Chicago Bulls Twitter account yesterday, and they did say it's probably looking like the Bulls are either gonna play Milwaukee, Boston, or the Cavs.
How will we play Milwaukee?
The Cavs yesterday lost Jared Allen indefinitely. I don't know if y'all seen
that's
that.
a wild one.
Yeah, they lost Jared Allen indefinitely. So I'm not so worried about them. My issue is now, but now that gives
the Cavs lost Jared Allen.
They lost Jared Allen indefinitely with a fractured finger.
Yeah, they lost him with a fractured finger. And
that boy better get some tape and some Robitussin.
I think it's on his not with how he play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
different.
different.
Get some tape and some Robitussin. He better take that bad boy up to the X finger and call it a pain pill.
Shoot it up.
I mean, what the heck? Is it on his shooting hand?
I mean, it don't matter. He ain't shooting like that.
I didn't get a look at that.
If it's on his left hand, he better double tape that joint up and keep it pushing.
Kid, his whole game is dunking. So, like, it don't matter.
No, Pat, this Kobe time. You got a chance to do something that ain't never really been done with a team that ain't expected to be there. You better take that joint up and keep it pushing.
I'm gonna go for this dunk.
Derrick Jones Jr. was cocking back. That was Derrick Jones' problem. Derrick Jones was back here trying to two-hand that mug, and they're like, brother, listen, it's broke. Like, we get you back, but relax a little bit. And then Ayo DeSumo ain't helping him out. He throwing him oops.
Hey, man, if you're going to go up for it, I'm going to toss it to you.
I feel like when I'm looking at the teams that are we're talking about will be in the playoffs that could be match up against the Bulls. One, I don't see us playing Milwaukee because that would mean we would end up falling to a 6 seed. And I don't see the Bulls falling to a 6 seed. I still see the Bulls being top 4 in the Eastern Conference when it's all said and done. And I see Milwaukee being top 4 in the Eastern Conference when it's all said and done. You can't disrespect. Look, I get like when mugs come out and they're just like, you can't do this, or they're missing this, or there's something to be said when you're an NBA champion. Like, even how I look at the Lakers, how the Lakers played over the weekend, and just kind of actually seeing LeBron go into like, all right, F it, I'm the only one on this team that's going to be able to get a bucket. I'm finna go get a bucket. Like, watching that, I was like, hey, that's actually scary. Like, I could see them doing something if LeBron changes his entire mindset from let me get everybody involved to let me be 6'8", 250 and just move through y'all. Like, that's still a scary, I don't care how old he is. That is a scary human being coming through the lane. He can win some games that way.
Absolutely.
And so, there's something to be said with championship pedigree. So, like, I look at Milwaukee as a team that's going to stay top 4. Philly, I don't know. Philly coming down the stretch. They're rolling right now, but again, they just played their first real tough team versus y'all and got worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough for me to be like, oh, Philly's gonna get it when we saw them do it twice against the Knicks, struggle to do it twice against the Knicks, and then we saw them beat the Cavs, but that's when Jared Allen went out.
And then they beat Minnesota before that.
Okay.
You know what I like to look at sometimes? I look at like previous champions and what they ranked the following year. Now, outside of the Bulls, who for some odd reason, for most of the time that they was winning, was like a 60-win team almost guaranteed. Yeah. No one ever talks about that. That was freaking ridiculous. But do you know that the time that they actually played Charles Barkley, they was actually not the number 1 team in the East? The Knicks were.
Oh, you talking about, boy, you went dog. I was like,
it's a scenic route, but follow me on this.
I'm following you.
Follow me on this one. You know, the Warriors with KD was just smacking people. That was just that. But I believe Houston had the best record in the Western Conference, and they were number
you're
2.
right.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe the Lakers in one of their 3. They didn't have the best record in the West. What's the point? What does that have to do with price team China? People keep counting these Bucks out because they're not number 1 in the East. They're not number 2 in the East. They've been number 3. They've been meddling around number 3 like all season.
Yeah.
Kind of cruising.
Yeah.
That team is absolutely not to be played with. And for people to sit there and be counting them out, again, Giannis has gotten better. Drew Holiday has gotten better. Chris Middleton is still being Chris Middleton, which he don't give you a whole bunch of jump out the gym stats at time, but he come through in the clutch for some
He
reason.
confused the mess out of me, dog. Like the game before, he had like 8 points. Next game, 44. What just happened?
Hey, this the thing. This the thing that be killing me with that though, cause yesterday, bro. Remember Jimmy was like, bro, this man put up 44. Giannis was in foul trouble. You get paid 28 M's. I expected. That's what he's supposed to be doing. Like he's supposed to do
I
that.
agree with you, but you know what? I get what Kid's saying where he says you can't count the Bucks out, and there's a lot of people that have. And
They're number
at the
3
end,
in the East,
at
and they're
at
like
the end of the
absolutely.
day, seeding. I mean, it matters, but who was in the East? What were they? 5th seed was in the Eastern Conference Finals last season, 2 games away from going to the NBA championship.
Right.
So like I look at the seeding as important. It was fun to beat our chest about it, but now that we're not there, you know what I'm saying? Not worried about the seeding. But I look at where the East is right now, and it's so close. I mean, legitimately right now, of course, it's Brooklyn that's your 8th seed still. Actually, no, Brooklyn's out. Brooklyn's the 9th seed now. It's Brooklyn that's your 9th seed. Charlotte is your 8th seed right now. But do we really think Brooklyn's not going to be in the playoff? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how deep this Eastern Conference goes. Miami, Philly, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston, Cleveland, Toronto. I believe less in Charlotte, who's in the playoffs right now, than I do in Brooklyn, who's out of the playoffs right now. Like, that's how deep this goes. And not to say that Charlotte's not to be messed with. Like, they could absolutely come out and ball out a little bit. I like LaMelo Ball in there. But, like, I can't say that because Miami's here and they're going to play this team that they're in a better position than the Milwaukee Bucks at 3rd, who's going to play Cleveland at 6. So like it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Kind of just looking at the playoff seeding, even like where do y'all think? I guess we should put a bow on the first topic. Do y'all think the Bulls end up before we move on? Shout out to y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page as well. Do y'all think the Bulls hit their longest losing streak of the year tonight?
Yeah, I think we take a loss. I think yeah, I think it's fair to say that we might take a loss because this team is clicking. We're on the decline. If we win, great. You know, it'll be the first win we have against Embiid, but I think we take a loss.
Yeah, no, I think the if the Bulls do their job, they can win. But I think the combination of James Harden,
Yeah,
with Joel Embiid, and then you got Tyrese Maxey hooping away. He's hooping. The Bulls don't have shot fake this point. I got the Nets coming out with this one. I got
a
You got
dub.
the Nets coming out where?
You said what, bro?
You said you got the Nets still coming. First of all, the Nets
Oh,
are not
my
coming out
fault.
the East.
My fault. The Sixers.
I got a dub tonight. I got the Bulls coming away with a dub tonight. I think that there's a lot to be said about not wanting to be swept by a team, not wanting to have that Joel Embiid swept me this year, not wanting to have that we've never beaten Joel Embiid going into the playoffs on you. I think that we saw something that the Bulls are going to try to do down throughout the rest of this season with Tristan and Vooch on the floor, and you now have somebody out there with Ayo Dosunmu who's also yelling at you on defense, who's also we were doing the game and Giannis ran into Tristan and we were like, hey, listen.
They got to figure it out.
Tristan didn't move. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not many people Giannis runs into and they don't move. Like, Giannis ran into Tristan. It was like Tristan didn't move. Like, that's impressive. So I think that having Tristan in there as a defensive anchor is going to make a difference. Now, I don't know what lineup Billy's going to come out here with tonight. I would assume if James Harden is in the lineup, you might not have Tristan start.
I looked at it. They don't have anybody on the injury report. So,
well, Harden wasn't on the injury report last time. He was just out because of rest. He wasn't hurt. They was just resting him off of the back-to-back. But I think that there's a lot to be said. Just like Atlanta beat the Bulls in that game where the Bulls thought they had their foot on their throat, and Atlanta all of a sudden starts coming back in this mug. I think that the Bulls are on the same thing going up against Philly. And I think they're going to try to I think they're going to come out and play like we saw them play in Milwaukee. That's the biggest thing, right? We know they can play this way, but can you play this way for 4 quarters? Can you play this way consistently? As Norm Van Leer used to say, 48 minutes of intensity. Are we going to see that tonight? And so that's my hope, man. I'm going to be optimistic with my Bulls, man. I've been optimistic the second half of the season. Maybe I need to go back to gloom and doom because optimistic hasn't worked out so far. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us so far, man. We're going to keep it pushing in the NBA here. We got 1 month of basketball left to go. 1 month of basketball left to go. That's crazy. This season has flown by, and it's been a fun season, Bulls fans. As much as we hate it, it's been a fun season.
Do we have to change who we have coming out the East?
You change who you coming out the East? Well, let's start here. How do you see the Eastern Conference finishing out with this season, playoff wise? Seeding 1 through 8. Do you see a lot of change in what we see in the lineup right now? Do you see a lot of movement, or do you see this thing finishing out pretty much the same?
I got Nets as an 8th seed.
I got the Nets as a 6th seed.
I got the Nets as an 8th seed.
A lot of ground to make up, dog.
Yeah, but the thing about it is with Jared Allen going down, I think that the Cavs take a little bit of a step back, like just a little bit, because they don't have they have Darius Garland, but they don't have Caris LeVert right now. I don't believe so. I think they take a little bit of a step back, which allows Brooklyn to kind of step up. Remember, I think they just need 2. You just need one more person with KD.
Yeah, but
depending on
right now,
it could be Ben Simmons, it could be Kyrie.
Yeah,
you just need one more person with KD. But
first of all, Ben Simmons needs to stop being a little B and get on the court. Like, you done had way too much time off. Get yourself in the game.
Hey, you knew he wasn't gonna come out and play against Philly.
Stop being a little B. That's March 10th. You could have played by then. And you could have took a mental health day that day. You're going to get killed in the media anyway. You're going to get in the media anyway.
Hey, that mug is shook in Philly. They said
keep
he'll be
the same
on the
energy
bench.
you had. You want your check, you're going to get your check. You're going to take that day off in Philly because it's going to be a hostile environment. Say claim mental health. I would, but you need to get on the court.
Hey, that man said, I'm not going to play March 10th. March 11th, though.
New York need to stop being a hoe. Y'all done sit there teeter-totter on this little vaccine thing. I just had a whole conference call right before I hopped on with people from New York. They're like, man, I ain't vaccinated and I ain't got no mask on. I'm still going to my workplace. It's like, hold on. You ain't got no vaccine and you ain't got no mask? But Kyrie can't play? Time out. Something ain't right. Something about this vaccine that ain't vaccinating. Like, what is this mandate? We gotta stop it. Stop the cap. The only reason why the Nets are in the AFC is because Kyrie ain't been playing. Kyrie beat the beat the Bucks by himself. Kyrie beat the Bucks by himself.
Yeah, he also got worked out west though.
Oh, listen, He's a part-time player. Of course, he back injury.
Nah, he was playing full-time out west on the West Coast trip. He could play every game. He was getting worked out. Come on, I know that's your boy.
He couldn't play every game because some places on the West Coast have mandates too.
Man, that man played them games. He was getting worked out.
All I'm saying is this: the mayor sat there, was like, "I can't wait to get it done." Just to put out a mandate that still excludes Kyrie. What the heck is you excited for then, dog? Like, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't understand it.
Hey,
I don't understand
what they put out that excludes Kyrie.
The mandate was talking about public sector employees could play, but private sector employees couldn't do certain things. Kyrie is considered a private sector employee. All I'm saying is this: it don't. Do we got love for the next year? Because technically, full strength, that is still the dominant team, and they're 8th seed. They're going for early round exit. I got that. I got Charlotte in the playoffs at number 7. I got Charlotte at number 7. Early round exit? I don't care who they play. They getting smacked first round.
Yeah. Do we give Brooklyn some leeway, or do we need to give Brooklyn not leeway? Do we need to give Brooklyn?
I'm trying to move forward from Brooklyn because I'm tired of holding they hold like we done got they jock in on this way too long. Let's move past Brooklyn.
I'm finna say this. Do we need to give Brooklyn more flack? What the heck is going on back there? Do we need to give Brooklyn more flack because they had Kyrie? And them Muzz lost a lot of games in a row. I don't think I realized how big that losing streak got. Fam, they lost from January 17th every single game to February 12th. And these games were all on the road. They had one game at home.
Hey, dog, listen.
Dog,
I don't care. You want to know what I care about? Are we going to be there? Because guess what? We could absolutely drop to a 7 seed. Look at the standings. We could drop to a 7 seed.
This is the thing, right? For us to drop to a 7 seed, we would literally have to collapse.
No, we don't. We got to lose 4 games.
No,
what you talking about?
Dog, but the other teams also have to win those games. Like for us to drop the 7 seed.
Hey, so when I had said that,
so you see Toronto moving up 4 spots.
I can see Toronto winning 4 games and us losing the next 4 games. I can see that.
Nah, I can't.
We got the 3rd hardest schedule in the rest of the way. Toronto got one of the easiest.
I still can't see it. And the thing is that 8-week march is what? Or that 8-week mark is what? March 14th? Like we would have to collapse.
No, we don't have to collapse.
Hey,
the difference between 8 and us now is just 4 games. They are 4 games, 5
it's
games.
5
back.
Games, right? It's 5 games. They're
There's
8.5
games back. If we lose today and the Celtics win their next game, we're in the 5th seed.
And the Celtics win their next game, we in the 5th seed. No, because we beat Boston once this year, right? We tied with them. So we would have the same record. So nothing would change. But even so, it's still, dog, I can't see it. That would be like,
I don't see us dropping to an 8th seed because that's just too far of a stretch, but a 7th seed is possible.
I don't know, dog. 7, we gonna lose. That's a lot of loss. Hey, I'll tell you this. I'm not feeling good going into the playoffs if we drop that far. I'm not feeling good at all going into the playoffs if we drop that far.
Here's the reality of it. There's a learning curve for getting Alex Caruso back in the lineup. There's a learning curve for getting Lonzo Ball back in the lineup. There's a learning curve if Pat Will gets back in the lineup.
I don't think so. Because here's the thing, right? Those guys, offensively, there's a learning curve. Offensively, you have to figure out how they work back in. Bulls are putting up 120-something points a game. Okay, we can shave off 10 and say, hey.
We putting up 120 points a game in losses right now.
But here's the thing. We're putting up 120 points a game. Defense, I don't have to systematically work you back into. Alex Caruso is going to be able to come in and fit into a defense.
Absolutely not true. Because people have to know where to be on the court. They have to know what their rotations are. It's a lot of like Alex Caruso is still first year here. Tristan Thompson first year here. Tristan Thompson and Vooch on the court. We excited about it, but it ain't like the combo looked great. They trying to figure it out.
Alex
And you're trying to
Caruso,
figure this out right before you go into the playoffs.
but
That right there,
Caruso was first year here at the beginning of the season when everything was working.
Caruso was off the bench, do what you do.
He's still off the bench.
What I'm saying is he was off the bench, do what you do. But when it comes to playoff basketball, you have to know where you have to have designated spots. That's why Billy is working in more set plays, because you're going to have closer games down the stretch. If you don't notice, they're really running sets now. But they weren't doing that initially. They were just playing free.
But this is the thing. You're going to be running those sets with Lonzo Ball running the sets.
Yeah, again, you have to work him back into the offense. Like, I know we love to think these are professional players, they should be able to do that. That's not life. This is still something that you have to come in, build the chemistry and feel for. When Lonzo was playing, Vooch was trash.
Yeah.
Vooch turned it up. Lonzo wasn't there. DeMar turned it up. Lonzo wasn't there.
But here's the thing: where do we need do we think the Bulls aren't going to be able to score when those guys are in comeback?
I was gonna say.
I don't know.
I don't see all of a sudden the Bulls can't figure it out offensively when that's the thing that they've hung their hat on.
The NBA is full of people who are guaranteed buckets. Everyone on the NBA jersey can score. It's about confidence and knowing and having confidence in themselves. But trust me, there's people on benches right now who could probably compete with your stars. I get you on that.
But the thing is, you don't have people that are consistently coming out and hanging their hat on their defense. Lonzo Ball hangs his hat on his defense. Alex Caruso Lonzo on his playmaking as well. Alex Caruso hangs his hat on his defense. Patrick Williams coming back is all he has to hang his hat on right now is his defense. So if you're going to have those guys who come back defensively, I don't think the work in defensively is going to be as big of a gap as you think, because we saw Derrick Jones Jr. come back. We saw Javonte Green come back, and the Bulls went from being 25th to 18th. You know what I'm saying? Like that they work their ways back in defensively quicker. And if you get those top defenders back, I think that's going to move the Bulls. That's going to just add to them. And I don't think it's going to take 15 games for us to figure out our defensive rotations again, because the dudes that are leading the defensive rotations are the dudes that are coming back. Like, it's not like Zach LaVine's like, hey, let's switch on this. Like, he's not the one leading on the defense. We know that's Io and right now Tristan.
It's all about just being realistic about our expectations and understanding that it's possible for us to drop games while still trying to build a high level of chemistry.
Yeah.
That's what the reality is. And defense in itself, all right, that's great. Defense is good, but this ain't football. Defense don't always win games, right? You still have to score. You still have to have understanding. The other team does play both ends of the floor too. So your chemistry there, especially in late game situations. No, seriously. Name the last defensive team outside of Detroit that won a championship.
What do you mean? Most of the teams that win an NBA championship are at least top 10 in defense. Even Golden State was top 10 in defense.
But their offensive output was way better.
They're an offensive first team, but you're not going to be bottom 28 in the NBA finals, dog.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that you are, but what I am saying is there's a lot for us to figure out on the offensive end.
I mean, even Milwaukee last year. We didn't talk about Milwaukee for just coming out there and getting buckets on Philly. We talked about, dang, Steph just be dipping. We talked about Milwaukee for how Drew Holiday closed down on Devin Booker. Huh?
Did he know his mic was live?
I don't know. We talked about Milwaukee for how Drew Holiday guarded Devin Booker. We talked about Milwaukee for how Giannis came out and was playing defensively in the paint. How PJ Tucker was able to get out there and do so much good things.
Putting up 40 points a game. All right. So Giannis was also putting up 50-point games, right?
The offense has to still be there, but I can't say I'm not going to say defense isn't what's winning championships. Like we talk about Bron with the block. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi Leonard wins MVP for his defense versus LeBron James. Like, we know that Andre Iguodala wins MVP for his defense versus LeBron James. Like, we know what that defense brings to
it. I cut that down real quick. Cleveland did not win a championship solely off defense. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving put up all-time great numbers to beat the Warriors. That's called offense. Shut it up. Cleveland, the Bucks, absolutely. Giannis had to break a wilt. Well, Giannis had to put up wilt numbers to win a ring. Shut it up.
What was their defensive
Toronto
rank?
Raptors did not win off defense. They won because Golden State Warriors got injured. Okay, let's stop playing. Shut it up. Like Golden State won because of their offense. Shut it up.
What was their
like,
defensive rankings? What they so they didn't have to play no defense to get to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
They didn't have to play no defense to get to the NBA Finals.
That is moving the goalpost. I never said that they didn't play defense. That's a dumb take to sit there and say they didn't have to play defense.
You said was,
what I said is defensive team.
Name me the last champion that won the NBA Finals with defense.
Say that again.
What you said was name me the last champion that won the NBA Finals with defense.
So
I'm not saying that they didn't have to play defense. What I'm saying is their offensive output was better than their defense for them to win. It's not the team that actually has the best defense. The team that has the highest point total at the end of the game when the clock strikes 0 does what?
How do you keep the other team getting a higher point total than you? I love this. How do you get another team from getting a higher point total than you?
You do two things. One, you do play defense, but you also have to score.
Hold on.
Wait.
You got to do what?
Defense to stop them from scoring, right? You play defense to stop them from scoring, though, right? So how do you get on the board?
You got to score as well. Nobody said the offense wasn't important.
Shut it up there.
Nobody
you
said
have to
the
score.
offense wasn't important.
You have to score. I didn't say
like,
it.
yeah, no, you just got to score that thing. The Bulls put up 112 points a game last year.
I'm glad that they do. That doesn't necessarily mean that the chemistry is going to be there for them to translate into both. You like we said, yeah, our defense is going to be better, and we don't have to worry about the offense. That's not true, because those defensive players have to also translate into offense. It does, and that's something that has to be developed. It takes time to develop it.
Have our offensive players not been here? Like it's not like you're gonna get Alex Caruso back and Lonzo Ball and say Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, y'all stop playing offense. Like the dudes that have been scoring for us have been here. It's not like we're gonna get them back and say, hey, Vooch, stop scoring, bro. Like, what do we like? I get what you're saying. Like, you have to work them back into the offense, but you're taking a better point guard and putting him back into the offense.
Okay, again, for one, I'm very realistic on Lonzo. Depends on how we utilize. Depends on how we utilize Lonzo, because we on this very call talked about how we didn't utilize Lonzo right. Russell Westbrook is a great point guard, but on the Lakers he looked absolutely trash. You want to know why? He's not being utilized right.
But did Lonzo look trash here?
Lonzo had moments where he did look trash.
Lonzo had moments where he was shooting the ball too much, and I think we said he changed his game down in New Orleans.
Lonzo has moments where we weren't utilizing him right, and we said it on the very call. You said it multiple times.
We said in the fourth quarter we'd like to see Lonzo with the ball in his hands more. I agree with that, but
not just the fourth, the game period.
Lonzo changed his game though. It wasn't through. Lonzo wasn't moving the ball through just his ball moving abilities. Lonzo was his playmaking abilities. Lonzo was moving the ball based on the fact that he was shooting at 42% from the 3-point line at one point, and everybody was closing out, and then he was able to move the ball based off of that. Like, he changed his game.
I don't think he changed his game. He's just taking more shots.
Yeah, but he changed his game from what he was in New Orleans. Like, in New Orleans, they were like, just stand in the corner and shoot. That's all he was. In LA, he was just a playmaker because he couldn't shoot.
What? All right, hold on, wait. Let's just walk this back for a second. I said how we utilize Lonzo. Why did we get Lonzo Ball? Why were we excited to have Lonzo Ball? Because we needed
playmaking.
For playmaking. If we are not going to allow him to be our playmaker, but to be the person who shoots, Lonzo Ball is still a playmaker if you allow him to run your offense.
Yeah.
That wasn't happening on a consistent basis, which is why my stance is you have to be realistic and ease these people back into the offense. That's what I'm not worried about if Lonzo can stick defense. I'm not worried about if anyone can stick defense outside of Zach at this moment and Kobe White. I'm worried about how do we ease them back into the offense, because down the stretch, while defense is important, those close games, playoff intensity You're going to have to run sets. You're going to have people who know what they do well. You're going to have chemistry there to win those games. The Heat didn't win their first year, y'all. Kobe and Paul Gasol didn't win their first year. It's not normal for a team to get put together in their first year and win a chip. It's just not. The Warriors were already constructed, and KD walks in as a guaranteed buck. You put KD in any situation, you're going to win if you have high enough talent. But it's not normal for you to construct the team first year and win a chip. It's not normal. So it's very realistic to sit here and say, hey, you know what? We have to, now that we're finally healthy, potentially, we have to take these next couple of games to develop that. We may drop some games. We've got to be okay with that. We got to be okay. Out of the 17 games, if it's 17 games left, we're going to drop 9. We're going to drop 9.
But when I said it, I was crazy, though.
I didn't say you was crazy.
You did say it was crazy because you basically putting us in the play-in game.
I'm not putting us in the play-in game.
The 7th seed is the play-in.
The 7th seed is the play-in? Okay, what 7th seed it is? No, then you're right. You're right. You see how that works? I'm not going to let you cook me for an hour. You're right.
I don't see it.
It's just called being realistic.
I don't see it. Hey, it's just called being realistic from the guy that every top name free agent is always going to his team.
This shows me you just want to be famous today. Well, I will fry you to high hell. You better stop it. You better stop it.
Every top name free agent is always going to Miami or going to the Giants, dog. We got to be realistic.
I don't bring up the Giants like that.
Hey, dog, come on now. Hey, they said Russell Wilson was available. That man said the only team that really makes sense.
He the one that put them on there, though. He put them on there. Well, no, Sierra put
the only team that really makes sense in this whole thing is the Giants to me. I mean, if you look at it like that. Let's get back to this, man. I love how we turn that into a full-on Bulls debate. Where do you see? So 1 through 8 right now. What's your 1 through 8, kid? Finishing out this last month. Where do we enter the playoffs at?
1 through 8 for me.
6 or 7 seed. And I'm okay with that.
I'll say
6 or 7 seed.
No, I'm saying what's your playoff seeding 1 through 8? Where you see what teams you see where?
Oh, you know what? I got Bucks. I got Bucks as the number 1. Miami or Bucks as number 1. So I'm be real. I got Miami as 1, Bucks as 2, Philly as 3. Jared Allen getting hurt really changes that.
It changes things, dog. That really changes things.
Cavaliers at, did I say Bucks at, who did I say? Philly at 3. Celtics as 4. Cavs at 5. I got us at, all right, so I got us as a 60. Us at 6, Raptors at 7th, and Nets at 8th.
Oh. So Ringo, you wrong again.
Well, you know what?
Give me my time.
Mind you, this is like I legitimately didn't know about Jared Allen until the show. So
yeah.
That changes a lot for me.
No, it definitely changes. It definitely changes. Ringo, what you got? 1 through 8 Eastern Conference right now.
I got Miami. I got the Bucks. Philly. Then I got Boston, Chicago. Matter of fact, I got Boston, the Nets, Chicago.
Dang. Cavs,
Charlotte. How many is that? That's 7?
That's 8.
That's 8. Yeah, that's my 8.
Fam, how you gonna argue with kid about us being in the play-in game? And you ain't even got us in the play-in game.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, dog.
Hey, dog. Hey, man, I love it, dog. I love it. and this the thing, right? He tried to put
I ain't
us
really
in the
running them
he
down.
tried to put us in the playing game, but he did his math wrong. He was like, "Now hold on, let me readjust it."
Hey, no, I said they could be.
Here you go.
They could be.
Here you go.
I said they could
man.
be. I thought I
I
was crazy, but I'm not.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I got Milwaukee closing out the season strong. I got Milwaukee 1, Miami 2, Philly 3. Now you know what? I got Milwaukee 1, Miami 2. Yeah, I keep that. Let's say Philly 3, Bulls 4, Boston 5. I think Toronto can get. That's a lot of ground for Brooklyn to make up. I really want to put Brooklyn 6. That's a lot of ground for them to make up, though. 11 games. They are 11 games back from first, and they are 6 games back from there. I'm a stick with my trust that KD can get it done. So I'll say Brooklyn 6, Toronto 7, Cleveland 8. I think Cleveland losing Jared Allen is huge. Plus, they already don't have Karis LeVert, and they haven't had him for a couple of games. So, or was he back last night? He might have been back last night. Was he back? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team. That's why. No, he's still out with that right foot sprain. So he's been out. He's been out for a little while. So, yeah, I think Cleveland drops a long way because you think about Cleveland too. They hung like they hat was hung on Karis LeVert is gonna come here and be a bucket.
Which he was. He wasn't. Nah. He absolutely was in the game. You guys. Samurai, I didn't walk it back. I said they could be in the play-in depending on what time they got the pieces back. Go back and look.
And this is how you pivot.
No pivoting.
I mean, really, there. Like Karis LeVert really was the same dude. Cause when did he get there? I wish this would show me. I think his first game was this one, right? The first game, no. So it was this. He really didn't even play long. San Antonio, he had 11. Versus Indianapolis, he had 22. Only, and this is the messed up part. The reason I know when he got traded is because right before he got traded from Indiana, he dropped 42 on us.
Yep.
Hey, I saw that 42 game. And I was like, oh yeah, there he is.
Me and Ringo caught that game. We cooked us the whole game.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Yeah, y'all did.
Hey, the whole time Kill was just looking at, hey, how many you got now?
Dog.
Hey, that man was
the
like,
game too.
I'm setting
my
the
pops was texting me during that
25.
game. He was like, "Is this guy's last name Jordan? Like, what the heck is going on with this guy?" Like,
I'm setting the over/under at 25. How many you got?
Hey, take the over.
All right, so now that looking at what we know, we got 17 games left. I'm gonna read you all the games. Y'all just say dub or loss. Don't give no other context. Just dub or loss so we can keep it pushing. Y'all, is that fair?
For who?
For Bulls, dub or loss. I'm gonna read you the games.
Let's do it.
Sixers tonight.
Dub.
Loss.
I got an L. Ringo.
Loss.
Hold on. I'm taking account. Hold on. Get my pad and pencil ready.
This man got a paper. He got a notebook.
Steph. Kid.
Hey,
we gonna do this on air. Hey, I got it written down. That's how petty I am.
Here's the thing. Do you have a red pen?
I got one somewhere.
You know he got one. Come on now. What are we talking about? This is kid.
We got Philly. You got W. I got L. Steph got L. We got Detroit. Oh, that's a W.
That's a dub.
That's a W right there.
We lose against them. That's horrible right there. Hold on. I bet. We got the Cavs.
W.
I
think they really gonna struggle without Jared Allen. That's a huge loss for them.
I got L.
Steve-O said you got the Nagy playmaking sheet. Play calling sheet.
I'm gonna put BU at the top of this joint. Watch. I got Kings. Now the Kings is a sneaky
W.
one. Kings is a sneaky one, dog.
W.
Sabonis.
I'm gonna say L. I'm gonna say L.
Didn't we already work them out?
I think we worked them out before they got Sabonis.
No, we worked them out after because we played them like right after that, didn't we? Because we played Indiana, got worked, and then went over there and played them.
We got Jazz. That's an L.
L.
I say that's an L. At this point, now I'm just, hey, now I gotta be realistic. I like Kim G in the chat. Dub.
I'm writing down the teams too. Jazz, you said it's an L. I bet. Suns. That's an
Hey,
L.
you gotta pin the sheet behind you on the wall.
I am, dog. Watch. I got an L against the Suns. Pat didn't give me his things.
Against the Suns?
Yeah.
I say L.
Raptors.
Dub.
L.
Yeah, Miami Heat fan in this month.
I got a dub against the Raptors.
Have we lost to the Raptors this season?
Yep. Bucks.
L.
I got an L for that.
What's the date on the game?
March 22nd.
We should have Caruso and them back by then. I'm saying dub.
Pelicans. Pelicans been cooking.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't wait to get to the West Coast side
that
of
might
this.
be an L. I'm not gonna lie.
Pelicans been cooking.
You know what? I think we'll be so hype off of the dub versus the Bucks.
We ain't gonna
that
care
the
about
Pelicans might be an L.
All right, so I got a dub against the Pelicans.
Hey, I can't wait to get to the West Coast side of this thing, dog. Like
we got the Cavs right after the Pelicans. Mind you, here's the schedule. We got the Bucks on the 22nd. We got the Pelicans on the 24th. We got the Cavs on the 26th. Whoever made that schedule sucks, but that's what it is.
And they're all away, right?
I do believe they're
all away.
I don't know. Now that part I can't see real quick.
Now Bucks, at least you get to come home and sleep in your own bed, but then you fly into. I think those are all the way. You fly into the Pelicans and then you fly into.
All right, so after the Pelicans, we got the Cavs again. I got a dub on that one.
I got a dub.
I got an L.
I really think the Cavs are like that. Jared Allen news is legit big.
It's legit. We got the Knicks. Oh, that's a dub.
Come on now, that's a dub.
Bing bong. Big
Bing
dub.
bong. All right, so we got dubs across the board on that one. All right, then we got the Wizards.
That's
that's.
I say that's a sneaky game because I saw Porzingis last night. Porzingis was getting busy in limited minutes, but I'll say that's a dub. Porzingis and Kuzma might be nice together. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, Kuz out there working.
Porzingis and Kuzma might be. Man, I wish we had got Kuz. Dog, I wish we had got Kuz, dog.
No, now y'all want Kuz. Then we got the Clippers. That's an L.
Say y'all, I was in on that.
L.
I don't know what Reggie Jackson been on. I don't know what he been smoking. But every time he see a good team, he be like, "Oh, y'all think y'all got us?
Hey,
turn up time!" Like
this is the thing. None of us doubt that Reggie Jackson is smoking something. Like he's got to be smoking something.
He's smoking on that Laker pack at this point.
You know what I'm saying?
Every single time.
Tonight.
So I got an L.
I say Clippers is an L. I say Clippers is an L.
Then we got the Heat.
Come on now. L.
That's a dub. That's a dub. That's a dub.
Hey, you listen, know what? I'm gonna go dub.
And hey, look, hey kid, in good faith, you can't call that an L with Ringo on the live.
Oh God, I can't.
You know what? I should technically give y'all that because we've been beating up on y'all too much this season.
So check this out. We got the Bucks 3 days after the Heat. They cursed us down the end.
That's an L.
This is a tough way to end your season. God dang. They were just like, yeah, we want to see what y'all really made of.
Tough way to end the season.
I say L against the Bucks.
Yeah, I'll agree. Another hard fought game. I'll say that's
a hard fought game right there. Because then we got the Celtics literally the next day. We played the Bucks on the 5th. We played the Celtics on the 6th. So
that's
like
a dub to me.
I feel like if you drop, you're gonna drop one of those because it's a back-to-back against two really good teams.
I can see them winning. I can see them splitting one or the other, but I think you're gonna have to play so hard in one of those games that you're gonna drop the other. So
I got
interchange.
dub against Celtics.
I'd say dub against the Celtics. It could be dub against the Bucks and a loss against the Celtics. I think you're gonna have to go so hard in one of those games that you're gonna drop the other one.
We also have a game against the Hornets 2 days afterwards.
That's a dub.
Absolutely gonna be fighting for their life.
That's a dub. Well, hold on. Where are we at in the season now?
This is the last 3 games we on. Celtics, Hornets, Timberwolves. This might be a must play for us.
Here's the thing though. It might be. Nah, you know what? They
the
probably.
Celtics game.
I'm gonna say dubs because I think the Bulls aren't gonna have enough games left in the season when they get everybody back. So they're probably gonna play everybody till the last game. So I'm gonna say dub for the Bulls.
And then we got a makeup game on the Timberwolves on the 10th.
That might be an L just because it's the last game of the season.
Yeah, I think the Boston game is gonna be tough. They got something to play for, so I get them a dub on that. They might still have something to play for around that time.
All right. So as it stands, don't worry about it.
Ooh, he turned the page. How big is your handwriting, dog?
Well, I spaced it out to make sure I had real legible, what your digs going on. So Pat got them winning 11 of the next. I ain't counting how many games, but you got them winning the 11 of the next
17
upcoming games.
11
of 17 games. Let me make sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That check out. That math check. That math is mathing. Steph got a bunch of L's. God dang, Steph.
Steph don't believe in the Bulls.
The Bulls don't believe in themselves right now.
Hey, that was a good joke. Shut up, nigga.
Steph got the win.
Hey, that was a good joke. I'll give you that one. That's a good joke. He said the Bulls don't believe in themselves. What Steph got him going?
5 for 17.
Jesus, Steph.
Good Lord. Did I do that right? 1,
Hey,
2,
what do you got him going? This is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is what is Kid got him going? Because Kid definitely got us super out the playoffs.
I got us going 10 for 17. I said 9 of 17 until we walked it down.
Yeah.
So I got us 10 of 17. Your boy's consistent. The boy's the epitome of consistency. What?
Where does 10? Where does that? So
the epitome of consistency.
My ranking probably keeps us around 4 or 5, which is about what I said. I said the Bulls would be a 5th seed going into this. Steph's ranking got us out the playoffs, basically.
Yeah, my man's tweaking.
Steph got the Bulls out the playoffs. This man's wild. Hey, and he said they're a 6th seed in the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we out the playoffs now. Like, what's going on?
My man chose L on everything.
I'm literally just having fun with you.
And Kid probably got him. Kids probably got the Bulls about where you said about a 7th seed, somewhere about a 7th seed. If 10 and that'd probably be about 5th, 6th seed. 10 and 7, 10 for 17. So you go 10 and 7 to finish the season.
I got 10 of 17 into the season. I said there's going to be 9 of 17 because I actually threw in an extra win over that last game, Timberwolves. Yeah, I don't know what's Timberwolves.
I think that's probably an L just because I feel like Billy's gonna be like, nah, that's okay. like y'all chill.
Where we are seed wise.
It all depends on where we're gonna be. It definitely depends on where you are seed wise, but I just think
I threw this paper thing trying to be dramatic. Hold on, I gotta go get it now.
You gotta go get it. He said he was gonna hang it on the wall. No, but I think that I said put it on the wall behind so we can always remember it and see how wrong or right we're gonna be. No, I look at this team coming down the stretch and I see a team
cursed us though. Y'all realize who we play?
Oh yeah, the schedule's bogus. The schedule been bogus all year. This ain't a new curse.
Nah, but check this out. Out of 17 games, we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We play 8 people within our conference, of which 6 are better than us record-wise. I mean, not within our conference. 6 are better record-wise when you look at Western and
6 of
stuff
the
like
games are better record wise.
So if they have a better record than us, Bucks have a better record than us. Heat have a better record than us. The Suns have a better record than us.
No, they don't.
I think that's it.
Celtics don't have a better record than us. We the 4th seed right now. It's only 3 teams. But yeah, no, the stretch is crazy, dog. The stretch is crazy, and so to me,
we
like
play the Bucks and the Celtics back to back.
Yeah, the stretch is crazy, dog. But how long we've been saying that all year? We were like, I don't know who put this schedule together, but they hate us. I don't know who put this schedule together, but they absolutely hate us.
If we win 10 games, we'll be 49 and 32. Ain't supposed to be 82 games in the season.
Hey, dog, that math ain't mathing, dog.
My math ain't mathing right now. Hold on, dog.
Hey, Dontavius, that's almost a 50-win season right there, though.
Hey, almost only good in horseshoes, my boy. You had us 55 wins finishing out the year. Now you got us with a solid 44.
You actually
you got us with a solid 44 wins.
The reason why this is confusing though is technically the Celtics may be higher in seeding. They've played more games than us. We have two makeup games.
We got a better win percentage right now.
Yeah.
We've got a better win percentage right now because we had to get some makeup games in there. No, this is the thing, right? Looking at how the playoffs are going to finish here in the East. Like I said before, listen to me, Bulls fans. The seeding matters for our feelings. The seeding matters for us to feel better. If you have a full Bulls team, and remember what that looked like, are you worried about a first-round matchup versus the Celtics? Are you worried about a first-round matchup versus the Cavaliers? Are you worried about a first-round matchup versus Toronto? Are you worried about those teams in the second round? You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the part where you got to keep an even keel mind. You got to remember where we started and how things were going. We've had these horrible stretches of games for a while. Like, this ain't new. And you're not going to play the 76ers or Miami or Milwaukee until you get to what? You would have to get to the Eastern Conference Finals to play. Because how's that work? How's that work? No, because it'd be 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. And then in the next round, 4-5 plays 2-7. Yeah. The next round will play 2-7. Right now, 7 could be Brooklyn, could be Philly. Who you want there? Like, if we go into the second round versus one of those crazy teams, yeah, okay. We're going a little concerned.
I'll say Philly.
But we might avoid Philly. We might avoid.
I know, but I thought you were just talking like out of the two.
I'm just saying there's a lot. Like, think about last year's playoffs, right? Last year's playoffs, Milwaukee really avoided a lot of the biggest danger due to injury. Like, you don't know how stuff is going to play out when the playoffs get here. You don't know how teams are going. But I tell you what, if somehow Philly is facing up against Brooklyn and they beat up on each other, and then they got to come in versus a fully healthy team, like Philly versus Brooklyn, is that a 7-game series? That's not what any team wants in the playoffs. And then you got to go in and face a fully healthy Bulls team the next round. Like, that's not what any, like, you know how the first round go, kid. That first round, you want a maximum 5 games if you a top seed. After that, you playing late. Now you like, all right, now we got to go into this next mug, and we might have to play a 7-game series here. Now we going into this next mug, you might have to play. You know what I'm saying?
I can't looking at it. I'm just looking at all of it. Just, I can't say you're wrong. It's going to be an interesting thing.
Oh, the East is going to be wild. It's going to be so much fun. The East is gonna be so much fun. Like I really feel like it's one of those things in the East where every matchup could go 7 games, except maybe the 4-5.
Mm-hmm.
I think whoever's in the 4-5, like if it's Boston, Milwaukee, or Boston Bulls, they'll work through that. Dang, did something just change? What just changed? Now all of a sudden Brooklyn is back in it. Now Charlotte back. Okay. Oh, they got the same record. The app trying to figure it out. I'm like, what the heck just changed? They must have a 1-1 thing. So they're tied for that 8th seed right now.
Sixers at best. I mean, if it come down to the Bulls playing the Sixers or the Nets, if I'm the Bulls, I want the Sixers.
Here's the thing. If I'm the Bulls, yes, I want the Sixers, and I'll tell you why. Because I believe that series would go 7 if it went Brooklyn Sixers, right? I believe that series would go 7. What have I been saying about Joel Embiid?
He been tired.
Now I will say this: he's gonna work Andre Drummond out. My God, he's gonna work Andre Drummond out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to see that matchup for one reason. I don't want Andre Drummond to go back into that mental space.
Andre Drummond's in a perfect situation to compete with Embiid.
Hey,
y'all looking at it all wrong.
Not to stop him.
Y'all looking at it all wrong. It ain't about stopping.
Not to stop him.
The one thing Embiid did well every time they played was rebound. He got his double digits rebound he didn't score a whole lot, but guess what? Andre Drummond is. Hey, Seth is open. Kyrie, if he playing, KD, the Dragon is open. Hey, listen, get that board, kick that bad boy all the way back out. That's it. Don't try to don't stay in your lane. Embiid is that dude. Don't do that to yourself. If I'm KD, I'm coming to him like this. I'm like, hey, listen, dog. You see when that ball hit that rim, you need to come down with it, kick out. That's all you need to worry about. Don't do nothing else. Then you see that board. When you get that board, I want you to push that offense and just go to the rim. I want you to do nothing else. If you make it simple for these dudes,
bro,
I'm telling you right now,
bro, you know exactly how that go though. You know Embiid ain't gonna let it be that simple for that man. Embiid already tweeting that man probably. He already texting that man. Hey man, you think you learned something down here?
If I'm the Nets, I'm getting that screen so that James Harden has to stick KD. I'm getting that screen every rip.
Hey,
screen. There we go. That's what I want.
The next Philly Brooklyn game on Thursday is going to be so interesting, right? Because the one thing we're not thinking of is what if Drummond Jedi mind tricked him and went down there to learn what he was doing so well by playing with him, and now he done figured it out.
That's possible.
Drummond wasn't a bad defender. Drummond just got cooked by him
offensively.
Patrick in the chat, what'd Patrick say? He said, this season will be a massive failure if we crash out and burn in the play-in, given the ramifications of last year and this summer's overhaul of the roster. Every team like the Cavs, 76ers have injuries. A massive failure.
I'm going to tell you why I disagree. Because it's going to come down to injuries. It came down to our injuries.
If we lost in the play-in game, I would, like he's saying, if we lose in the play-in.
Oh, you know,
I can get behind.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You right.
I don't think the Bulls will be in the play-in. Steph don't even have us in the playoffs no more. Steph done changed his tune on us so much.
Am trolling.
Hey, Steph done changed his tune so much on us, dog. I don't know what's going on, man.
I mean, to his defense, though. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. There's good reason to sit there and have some skepticism on where we're gonna land. Because the one thing about it is, DeMar has been on this tear. He's been doing it. I love it.
Yeah.
But DeMar has a history just like a lot of people do. Playoff DeMar don't be cooking.
Now, hold on.
James Harden got the same history when it comes to their playoff performances.
Hey,
playoff performances just don't be
playoff DeMar. Playoff DeMar got a history versus one dude.
Well,
that dude ain't here no more. Hey, let's be real. DeMar was cooking in the playoffs. Now, Kyle Lowry, that's a whole nother story. But DeMar was cooking, by the way. Hey, enjoy that, Ringo. DeMar was cooking in the playoffs.
Hey, he got a ring. I will. The two people we talking about, he got a ring. I'll take that.
Hey, again, he got a ring next to one dude.
I say this.
DeMar was
DeMar-
cooking in the playoffs.
They
and
was
then
losing going ISO though.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
hey,
They was
LeBron
losing
hit him
going
with
ISO.
Fam, I saw a video that hurt my soul yesterday, and I'm glad we didn't have TikTok and stuff like that at the time when the Bulls were going up against Miami, because it's the clip where Derek is at the top of the key, and it's such a monumental moment in like Bulls history. Like, it's after they win game 1. They're in line. They're doing a great job in game 2 and are in line to actually close this game out. And it's the moment where Bron comes off of the screen and just spreads his arm, and somebody put the Father Stretch My Hands on that mud. And when Bron spreads his arm, beautiful morning, getting up in the morning, I was like, dog, get up out of here with this, dog. Hey, it hurt my soul because I was like, yo, that one screen right there ended the Bulls' whole run for like the next 5 years. But it was, fam, one dude absolutely changed
DeMar
the course of
DeRozan has
DeMar DeRozan.
averaged 21.9 points. Let's just round up to 5 rebounds and 4 assists in his playoff career. James Harden averaged 29, 6, and 6.
Yeah, but I think that's high output with low output, though. Like James Harden averaging 29, 6, and 6. Like, that's not surprising because DeMar literally played horrible versus LeBron.
No. That's his playoff career. He didn't play every playoff game against LeBron.
Yeah, but if you have a playoff average, what's his playoff average against LeBron? That mug drops down tremendously.
That's his fault.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying. I don't got to worry about that
him half the game. That's all I'm saying.
Bruh.
Like, even James, though. James had games where he absolutely was scoring 40 points in the playoffs. He also had games where he scored a solid 21 because, like, that mug just, I don't know, down the stretch could not. Well, no, that one, what was that? Was that the Golden State series where all of a sudden he couldn't shoot no more?
Which one?
Oh, that's sad.
No, I mean,
there's a few.
are you talking about the Harden one?
Let's
I'm
shift
talking
to
about
something real quick.
that was Golden State Game 7.
This has come up a couple of times.
What?
So we're talking about people who have just been absolutely dominated, and LeBron has taken out their game. When are we gonna sit there and talk about how LeBron is taking Russell Westbrook out of his game?
Oh, we knew that. We knew that.
I was gonna say, I think we do
Game
that on a
7
weekly
season.
basis. What do you mean? Let's be real. That's the theme of our show.
Hey, Russ in the press conference talking about some list. No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm going home.
Bro. Oof. Yeah, dog. Yeah, no, that's bad.
Was bad.
DeMar DeRozan in 14 games versus LeBron James has only won 2 in the playoffs. That's a nemesis at that point, by the way.
You'll rule this day.
Average a solid 18 points a game. Shot 46% from the field.
That's not bad.
18 points a game is bad. Hey, somebody wasn't getting the ball in their hands no more. Like, that is a denial of the ball, dog. Yeah, that's pretty. He didn't shoot no threes, so he attempted 1 3, made none of them. He's never made a 3-pointer versus LeBron in the playoffs. Dang. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, he changed the whole trajectory of that man's career.
This is a tough life.
Oh, that's hilarious. What did Ray just say? He said Russ does it to himself. He's a square peg pressed into a round hole. He needs a new team. I agree with that. Or LeBron needs to play like Kobe and not like LeBron. Now, here's something that's interesting, right? We're seeing that work these last couple of games.
What?
Where the last couple games, LeBron has absolutely said, y'all not getting this ball. I'm doing this. You gonna get this ball off of maybe I get triple teamed and somebody comes over on me. Now, I absolutely think that it's probably a worse thing for LeBron's career, seeing as how he probably wants to play, like we said, about 3 more years. But is that the mindset Bron will have to finish his career with to get things back on track with this Lakers team? Because he ain't going nowhere. Y'all already know I think Russ ain't going nowhere. I don't care. Talk about some. We want to come to an amicable relationship and come to a deal.
Russ out of there. John Wall in the Lakers jersey next year. Oh God, what you talking about? Russ gone.
Hey, it's not gonna be John Wall.
John Wall.
Okay.
Who gonna trade for him?
John Wall in a Laker jersey.
I guarantee you, AD won't be there.
John Wall can't shoot either.
But AD won't.
You can only trade that contract for another bad contract. Hey, and guess what?
But
the only person with another bad contract that got a little more go.
AD will not be there.
Is John Wall gonna be a better fit than Russ?
I think he is, because I think John Wall has a better skill set than Russ.
He can shoot.
He can shoot better than Russ.
John Wall.
John Wall can shoot better than Russ.
John Wall can shoot better than Russ, but that's it.
John Wall can shoot
better than Russ. Not better than Russ. I ain't saying
but Russ shooting horribly.
Okay. John Wall can shoot better than Russ right now. What are we talking about? Like, John Wall can shoot better than Russ. Yes, I'm saying that. I'm going to, if I have to die on that hill alone, then that's fine. I'm
not saying shoot better than Russ. Sure. Like, Russ is shooting awful. He's trying to find that bank shot every time he can.
What is Russ doing?
Dog, that bank. Hey, he love that bank shot.
Is horrible. What the hell are you doing? I've never seen somebody consistently miss a bank shot in my life.
And it's how he shoots it. It's how he shoots it. It's like
dog, no.
But I mean, let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. John Wall shoot about 40% from the field and shoots at a solid maybe 30 from three. John Wall can't shoot.
Russ shoots 25% from three.
He shoot better than Russ. I ain't saying he can shoot.
But what I'm saying is, like, John Wall's game is going to be attacking the bucket. And we know that hasn't worked when you don't have that point guard that can shoot with Bron. Like, when did Bron work best? He's usually had point guards who can shoot. Kyrie, who was y'all dude down there? Whatever his name was, Mario Chalmers.
So here's the thing.
We have Mario Chalmers in North Cole, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Mario Chalmers, you know what I'm saying? Like Bron worked better when the point guard was out of the way. Or when Bron just played point guard.
Russ is not going to be in the Lakers jersey. I don't care who you get. He ain't going to be in the Lakers jersey.
AD is going to be the one that's not there.
No. Here's the...
I don't know about that one.
Hey, I'm telling you,
I personally would do it.
They're at least considering it. They're at least considering it.
But here's the thing, though. It's different when you say he's injury prone, but when you look at the injuries he sustained this season, like that ankle injury, it ain't like he was like, oh, my body gave out. Like, that man twisted that thing all the way over. Like, that was like, like it was a hard injury. The other injury was a hard injury.
I think the issue with him is, like, with dudes like that, listen, Yao Ming was great, but your body can't sustain the kind of pressure you're putting on it when you're coming down like that at that size, at that speed. For AD, it's more so the speed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the injuries we see AD get hurt on is when AD just blows to the rim and just doesn't land the right way. Similar to what Derek did. Derek rolled his ankle all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm telling y'all, Chicago dudes all really hoop the same, bro. Chicago dudes all really hoop the same. Like, some are just better at some things than others, but we are an explosive kind of hoopers. Like, we will blow to the bucket and then just like, you come down bogus. And we see that with AD consistently, and his body can't, like, I think that's the part where it's like, do you make a move on from AD? Do you move away from AD? I'm gonna be real with you, dog. You in a rock and a hard place there.
They're at least considering it. I guarantee you.
You in a rock and a hard place there, because okay, we move on from AD. You know, Bron's done with you in basically a year at that point. Like, that's a tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you're rebuilding there. If you move on from AD, you know you're rebuilding. You might as well trade Bron too. Because you have no asset that's going to be worth having past next year.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at it right
but
now.
they
dog.
gotta at least be considering it though.
They gonna trade
can't.
that boy. They gonna trade that boy to that boy getting traded. That boy getting traded on God.
Who? AD?
Russ is gonna take a pay cut to get traded. Russ is gonna like buy me out. I gotta go. Like Russ is getting traded.
Okay,
Traded.
instead of $40 million, I'll take 39.
This is a tough thing to say. I think Russ cares more about playing winning basketball than he does about having the stupid contract coming, and so he'll want to go to a team where he can be successful. I could see that. I don't think he gonna take a dumb big buyout though. You still gonna get that man about 35 M's. I'll take a light 12 off of for you. You gonna pay me close to 40 M's though.
So in any scenario though, do he come off the bench for y'all?
Who?
Russ.
No.
On the Lakers?
Nah, not on the Lakers. Just if you taking him on, like, do you consider bringing him off the bench?
No, because I tell you this: y'all wait till next season. Remember, I said this. Wait till next season. Wait till next season comes here. If they do get rid of him, Russell Westbrook will magically remember how to play basketball. It happens every time. It happens all the time. People leave Brian. Because you have to adjust your game around what he does well. I've said it on this show a million times. DeMar DeRozan would not have broken a Wilt Chamberlain record with LeBron James standing next to him. He would not be balling like this. He would not be an MVP consideration with LeBron James standing next to him. You have to do too much to adjust to what LeBron does. And listen, you're supposed to adjust to what the best player on the floor does. But I feel like Brian is in a weird space where, like, he don't know whether he want to be the number one or the number two again. And he kind of wants somebody else to be the number one. He wanted to be AD, but the problem with that is you need to if you're going to let AD be the number one, guess what? You need to essentially be the third option in that offense. Because for AD to be the number one, you need to let him and Russell Westbrook run pick and roll, which I absolutely think could be deadly. And you know Brown's never going to take third option in the offense. He's not. He said it on the shop yesterday. I would stop balling if I wasn't still really good out there.
So who y'all got coming out the West then?
Out of the West? Yeah, let's do the 1-8 before we get up out of here in the Western Conference. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, our last topic was Coach K. I really don't care that much about Coach K. So
I don't know too much about Coach K record, to be honest with you.
Here's my thing. I give you a quickie dig on Coach K, right? How I'm gonna remember Coach K? Really good coach.
That's it.
Really good coach who loved to stick his nose where it didn't belong. That's not a drug reference. I'm just talking about like him being in other people's business. Loved it. Just always trying to, we got to teach these guys to be better. And we've got to teach these guys to do that. And we've got to teach. He's like, teach your team to win games again. What's going on with that?
Teach Grayson Allen not to trip people.
Did he win a lot?
Teach Grayson Allen not to trip people.
Yeah, teach Grayson to stop tripping people.
Did he win a lot?
K won a lot.
He won a lot. That's
he's gonna be remembered as a great probably top 3 college coach all time.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Kudos to him. We're gonna keep it pushing. All right. Salute to you. Congrats on your farewell. Anyway, back to this one through 8 in the West.
Hey, no, congrats to North Carolina for blowing that man's out in his last game.
Shout out to them for like, oh yeah, you want to go home? Y'all pay $7,000 to see Coach K take a L.
Crazy. Hey, that man came out in the post game. He said, "I want to apologize." Nah, don't apologize now.
Hey,
God, can you imagine
paying $50,000 to see him the coach's last game and they get blown out?
Damn, can you imagine paying $5K courtside just to see that man get?
Oh no, that was one of the cheapest courtside tickets.
Somebody
paid $40,000.
Well, most of the mugs that paid it, most of the mugs that was paying the big money was the Duke alum. That was like the high Duke alums too. I don't know, though. I college basketball, whatever. I like college basketball,
but none of these players are getting this money. So where's all this money going?
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Now, what is Coach K getting us? Where does
They
money
can
go?
get it now. Now they can get stuff in their
But how
likeness
much
and
are they
stuff
gonna
like that.
get? Like $50,000 for
No,
one of those
I don't
seats.
know.
If you
It
gave
just
it to them
depends on
college
the
kids.
endorsement.
No, they
No,
can get
seriously. How many
they can
kids is on the roster?
They can get endorsement deals.
How many kids is on the roster? Like 15?
Yeah, it's a like an NBA raw. Maybe it might be more
12?
than NBA. It might be expanded. No, it might be more. It might be like 18, something like that.
All right, let's just say it's 20. All right, whatever. I know we over, but let's just say it's 20. You mean to tell me that if each of those kids got paid $2,000 every game they played, they wouldn't have a different life within college?
Depends on who the kid is.
All I'm saying is $49,000 is a lot of money for a seat.
Hey,
and they got multiple of them bad boys sold.
Hey, by the way,
they took in gold this last game, dog.
Kid, this is the thing. You think they're not paying these mugs.
Oh, I know that they are, but they ain't paying them what they worth.
The under the table money's ridiculous out here. Come on now,
they
dog.
are not paying them kids what they worth by no stretch of the imagination.
Nah, but you know what? That's why it's so big that the NCAA did what they did, where you can go out and you can get your own endorsement deals. If you're that dude, where you're the face of Duke or you're the face of like Kofi Cockburn, Kofi Cockburn. If he that's his name. I can read. I'm sorry.
It's Cockburn, bro. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, I don't care what nobody say. When that man came in and wasn't nobody paying attention to him, he was Cockburn. All of a sudden they call a couple games and they're like, this guy's nice. Coburn. We can't keep saying cock. but
his name is Cockburn though.
It's Coburn now. It's Coburn now.
It's Coburn.
Coburn.
So the CK is silent?
The CK is silent, dog. You got a lot of silent letters in your name, bro. Hey, that's like on Family Guy. And what he said, it was like one of them flashbacks, and they was calling out people names that signed the Declaration of Independence. But said John Foot Penis. It's John Hancock. Why'd you change your name? Mind your own business.
Hey, dog. That man's name is Cockburn. I don't care what
Hey, I see what it says on the back of the jersey. You know what I'm saying? No, but guys like that who are the face of the league can now go out and face of that team can now go out and get their own money. They can get agents. They can get, you know what I'm saying? And I think stuff like that's important because no matter what the college can pay you, if you the quarterback of Alabama last year. Not who was it last year? It wasn't not Mac Jones last season. He got $1 million contract endorsement. They hadn't even named him
Bryce Young.
They hadn't even named my man's the starter yet. And he was signing up $1 million endorsement deal. That you know how it works. If you can't put a cap on how much money I'm gonna make money.
Hey, that man
puts up the canvas. The no-name offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? And then you like, oh, I'm still struggling out here. Hey, Bryce, break me off the 10.
He was like,
what you see? Let's get back into this NBA, man, because like I said, Coach K is you know what? Coach K will be remembered less fondly based on like old man Coach K that came out at the end, like when he felt he had to teach everybody a lesson. Get up out of here, man. Let me live my life. I'm a teacher at this school. Man, you are the basketball coach. Where y'all see the Western? Man, get out of here, dog. I substitute for math class sometimes. Shut up, Coach K. Tell me how the triangle offense works. Watch him listen to this. This is the one time somebody gonna listen to the podcast. He gonna call me talking about I heard what you said, and I am a teacher. Shut up, Coach K. Chicago's finest, by the way, even though he don't rep us. He rep us about as much as Isaiah Thomas do. Where y'all see the Western Conference finishing out, dog?
Suns. That's all that matters.
You said Suns. That's all that matters.
Fam, think about this. The Suns have built such a lead that they're probably going to lose maybe 8 to 10 of these last.
And they're still going to be in first. They got what, 9 games up?
They're still going to be in first. Now, if they lose 10, they might lose it, but Golden State would have to win. You know what I'm saying? Or Memphis would have to win 10. But, dog.
I give you one better. How about this?
If
The
they
Warriors'
lose they
biggest
next,
mistake was trying to depend so much on Clay that they should have let Poole just do what he was doing.
Well, Draymond is out. That's a really big thing. No, I'm not gonna
that's
sit
huge
up
for
there and
them.
say, you feel me, Poole got
Warriors was sitting there
because
right
the thing
behind
about it,
Phoenix with
he's
just
had a
Poole
bad shooting
cooking.
night. He's had a bad shooting night.
Clay's had a lot of bad shooting nights. That's not cap here. Clay has not been playing. How about that? Clay has been absolutely
Who's been
stinking it
out?
up a little bit. I mean, they let Clay Thompson go out there for 28 minutes against the Mavs. Man put up 16 points. Poole on less minutes put up 23. I mean, sometimes you just gotta let your guys be your guys. Clay is a bench player right now, coming off of a 2-year-long absence. Let that man come off the bench. How
On
about
less
that?
minutes win. Jordan's still been playing minutes. Now
He's not playing starter minutes.
He's not playing
some of his minutes with
32 a
Clay.
night, but he's still been playing 24, 25 minutes a game.
That's not. He
It's
was
not
playing
about him
nearly
being
37
tired.
minutes at
Draymond
one
isn't
point.
there for him to get the ball in his normal shooting pockets.
I mean, I'm not the question mark there is
Klay Thompson played 31 minutes when LeBron dropped 50 on him. Scored 7 whole points.
I think the question mark there is, are you trying to ramp him back into it because what's going to give you the better chance to win a title? Is Jordan Poole that good of a player that he gets you that chance? He replaces a Klay Thompson and gets you a title,
He gets you more
or
opportunity right
do
now.
you need that dude? Do you need that
he
other
gets you-
dude?
He's more athletic than Klay right now. Now, mind you, this is not to say that Klay can't bounce back, but what I am saying is you haven't been on the floor this entire time. Trying to get him back in for this playoff run, it's a nice Cinderella story, but it don't mesh with what they had already built. You let the team that's gotten you to this nice little lead within the West still cook, and you ease that player back in there. Klay Thompson is a big name, don't get me wrong, but Klay Thompson is still just a cog in the wheel at the end of the day. And Klay ain't done enough for me to sit there and say, yeah, throw him back out there immediately. Like, he's never been that dynamic of a player. He hasn't.
Wheel ain't on the car though. Draymond is the wheel.
Yeah, I think losing Draymond
They had a winning record without Draymond. They were right behind.
Yeah, but they were
He got them.
They were 1-2 with Phoenix right up until Klay came back.
No, that was with Draymond.
Right up until Dre got
Draymond went out like 2
winning
games after Klay came back.
When Klay came back, that was winning
Dre
games.
was hurt when Klay came back. Draymond ain't played a whole lot this season. What y'all talking about?
Dre, what are you talking about?
We played 60 games so far. He's only played 34. What are we talking about?
That's half the games, bro. He been hurt half the game.
Bro, like what are you talking about? You know how long, bro, Draymond been out so long. This man signed with TNT.
You're proving my point. They were still winning. Even when he wasn't on the floor. They start losing when Klay came back. Okay. Look it up. When Klay came back and they would put him in the starting lineup, they start losing.
I don't really care. But I just think that I mean you never do that with a player like that. You've never seen a team do that with a player like that. Somebody that's been a part of those championship rosters like that, like you've never seen them just be like, hey, just keep coming off the bench.
They'll be all right.
I'm really not worried about the Warriors. Dre say he close to coming back. So I think that defense makes the biggest difference. Having that guy out there that is able to run it 43 and 21. All right, they in second right now. Phoenix is winning at an astronomical level. Phoenix absolutely could come a little bit back to earth in these next few games, but where do I mean, I don't see them losing the first seed. I think Phoenix finishes first. I'll say this. I think Memphis finishes the season second.
I can see that.
I think Memphis finishes the season second. Golden State fourth. Third, I should say. Utah fourth. Nope, let me take that back. I'm going to say Dallas fourth. Utah fifth. Denver probably stay right where they at. Minnesota probably stay right where they at to me. And the Lakers are going to be 8th. The Lakers finish the season actually making the playoffs. Because I think LeBron is finna I think LeBron is finna shut everybody out. I think he's finna be like, rest it, ball, thank you.
Ball.
I don't think nobody besides Malik Monk is gonna touch this ball down the next
Malik Monk and Austin Reeves.
18 games. Oh, you know he gonna get a ball to Reeves. That's his boy right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody else is gonna touch the ball down the rest of this stretch. So I think the Lakers end up 8th. Clippers are dropping out to me. Yeah, Clippers are dropping out. I think the Clippers will drop out of the play-in game.
Nah. They still got Paul George might come back. You add that to the pieces that they.
Oh, is he actually? I thought he was done for the year. I thought he was only supposed to come back if they made the playoffs.
Nah, they said Tyronn Lue said he improving. So he'll be back soon, probably right before the playoffs.
Improving
maybe.
Mean though?
So around that, huh?
I said, what does improving mean though?
Hey, I don't know. That's all he said. He just said he might be back for the playoffs. So
that's what I'm saying though. He'll be back if they make the playoffs. Shout out to you, Black Knight. He'll be back if they make.
I'm not trying to see them in a 1-game play-in. though. I'll say that.
Oh, I still think the Clippers are. I still think the Clippers are a good team, but you know what I'm saying. Like, and listen, it's hard to win against stars when you're missing yours. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Clippers are finishing the season with a exactly a cakewalk either. You know what I'm saying? They got the Warriors next. Is that tonight? No, it's tomorrow. They got the Wizards. That's all right. They got the Hawks. That's all right. Pistons, Cavs. Okay, maybe they are finishing with a cakewalk. As I went through it, I was like, well, never mind. Maybe they will be the 8th seed. I might have to retract that remark. I'll say Clippers 8th then. Because my God, talk about walking through. Never mind. This is how they finished. They finished Jazz, Nuggets, Sixers, Jazz, Bulls, Bucks, Pelicans, who have been balling. You know what? I got to change some. How far back are they? They might be too far back. I'll say this. Here's my take, right? Here's my take with it. I'll leave the bottom 4 the way it is now. Minnesota, Clippers, Lakers, Pelicans. If the Pelicans can get through LeBron, and I think that's a big if, they'll beat one of the teams to get into the playoffs.
I can see that.
They'll beat either the Clippers or Minnesota to get into the playoffs.
I can see them beating Minnesota. I
got the Lakers not making the playoffs.
You got them not even in the play-in?
No.
Dang, they dropped that far for you?
Just looked at what they schedule. I just looked at who the people around them have. That's why I've been doing this whole time. I don't got them making it.
Rockets, Wizards, Suns, Raptors, Timberwolves, Raptors, Wizards, Cavs, Sixers, Pelicans. Dang, they finish hard too. Jazz, Pelicans, dang, they finish hard.
They got
Nuggets, Phoenix, Warriors,
Pelicans, Nuggets, Lakers. I mean Pelicans.
Oh no, yeah, bro. They over with. Any news on Zion?
Nuggets, Suns, Warriors, Thunder, and then the Nuggets again. No,
they said that Zion is supposed to be back on the bench next week.
Zion he's resuming basketball activities again. I will say this. Everybody keep dropping them pictures of like Zion Williamson not as big or anywhere near as big as everyone else says. So I'm just trying to figure out what size this man really is. So that's why I want to see him on the bench. Everybody like Zion's 350 pounds, and then I see a picture of him. And this man look real slim, like not real slim, but slim based on what they said he was. I'm just like,
that man looked like 256 the way that they are.
You know what I'm saying? You seen that picture of him at the church or whatever like
that?
I said he looked like he's 265. I said he looked like
This man is
265 with that
255
picture
now
right
at
there.
minimum.
Hey, that suit is fitted right there. Them shoulders wide though. I told you he probably went and got his body done. But
Nah, you was a wild boy for that one.
get that body done, man. We'll
Hey,
see you on the
T-Mac
other side.
said it first.
Yeah, T-Mac definitely said it. Well, he said, hey, T-Mac said his homie said it. I was like, nah, Mac, you can't retract that one, dog. Yeah, man. Who do y'all have coming out of each conference?
I got Phoenix, Memphis, Golden State, Dallas, Utah,
There's
Denver.
a lot of people coming out the.
I don't think he ever gave us his 1 through 8. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
And then I got the Clippers. Then I got Minnesota.
Minnesota dropped the 8th.
Yeah, so I think the last two people switch spots. But I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll take it a step further. I think Dallas can beat Utah though.
Oh, I do too. I think Utah is dumb beatable. Every time I watch Utah play, I'm just like, fam, like Utah's one of them teams, right? That when I see them play, I'm impressed that they have 40 wins. Like legitimately, every time I'm just like, okay, Rudy Gobert doing what he's doing. There go Donovan Mitchell. He's putting up shots. He's making some shots. That's a bad shot. He's taking some bad shots here. But I am legitimately impressed every time I see Utah's record. Because to me, I just look at it and I'm just like, they don't seem scary to me at all. Nothing about the Utah Jazz seems like it's unbeatable.
I don't know. To me, they just seem like a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's just like, Donovan Mitchell gonna run pick and roll with Rudy Gobert. Rudy gonna do what he do. And then Joe Ingles and Jordan Clarkson is gonna be out there. Plus they lost Bogdanovic, I believe, at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So I mean, they definitely took a step back with that. And then if you I know ain't nobody like talking about this, but I mean it is reported beef still between Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, which I don't know what's going on with that.
Hey,
so again,
I gotta run your fade. I gotta run your fade. You shut down the league, dog.
They said they still be sending shots post game. I mean, we had a good game, but if he would have hit me on the lob like I told him, I mean.
They do. I think they playing though, but we'll see. What you saying, kid?
Yeah, I got Pelicans and Trailblazers leapfrogging the Lakers.
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting.
The Trailblazers on their way up.
Build around Anthony Simons.
No, I'm gonna say this, right? My whatever you want to call it, my view of the Lakers is that with LeBron James, you always got a shot for whatever that is. We'll see, but I always feel like
shot of tequila, a shot of Tito's,
a shot of Tito's, baby. But I always feel like with LeBron James, especially if he play now, it's about 37-year-old LeBron. Can he keep up what we just saw?
He can't.
No,
he can't. Anyway, look. Trailblazers got Timberwolves today, which I think they're gonna win because Anthony Edwards is not playing. They got Jazz, Wizards, Hawks, Knicks. The Nets is a guaranteed L because I'm expecting them to win that. Then they got the Pacers, Pistons, Spurs, Rockets, Thunder, Pelicans. Like they got a relatively easy schedule to make up some games. Versus the Lakers, who have the second hardest, versus the who else I say? The Pelicans, who also have an easier schedule than the Lakers. And they're all 3 games within each other.
Here's my hot take for you. For next season. If the Blazers are serious, they will have the best package on the table for Anthony Davis.
No, sir, I wouldn't mind that.
You need to get Damian Lillard, a big man. And guess what you're going to need to get Anthony Simmons? A big man. Nurkic ain't the answer.
So you think that they're going to try to redo the whole Dame and LA thing?
Absolutely. No, I think
like
they're gonna try to Dame in LA. Yeah.
Actually, that's Dame says it himself. That's when he felt the strongest about their chances when he had LA.
Yeah, a point guard big man combos have ruled the NBA. It's just recently that it's switched up. Not recently, I guess, but you know what I'm saying? More times than not, you see that point guard and that big man that's able to work together, or some form of guard and that big man that's able to work together to get something done. That is gonna be, if you're really serious about it, that's the move you got to get done. Who they sending back to LA? Dog, at that point, you send whatever you got. Cause you already sold out. You got nothing but cap space. You got all these random draft picks in there that don't make sense for your team anyway. You basically traded a bunch of dudes for draft picks for no reason. If the Blazers are serious about closing out or about rebuilding around Dame, you absolutely have to find him a big man.
At it.
You got to find him a big
I ain't
man.
even gonna lie to you.
And I think that would be freaky. Now,
the way Anthony Simon's dropping people off.
Hey, now with the history of knee injuries in Portland, AD might want to avoid that at all costs. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, man,
who else would they trade though? Like, I can't find that for one. I'm looking at the
well, that's the thing, right? At that point, if LA is even willing to consider it, you're like I said, you're rebuilding in 2 years. You're trading for draft capital. Or you sending Simons back.
Simmons, you don't send Simons back. You can't do that.
That'll be the dumbest thing.
It'll be the dumbest thing ever. You might as well trade. You
mean like keeping Damian Lillard?
Well, for one,
you destroyed everything that was around him and said, "Nah, let's keep this stuff."
Dame said he wants to stay. Dame said he wants to stay, and Dame wants that max contract. That's on Dame at this point. Everybody's said the same thing. Everyone kept saying, Dame, get out of there. And Dame's like, well, I'm staying 10 tones down. Okay, well, then you down that hill then, dog. I mean, what you want me to say?
It's going to be the same thing with Bradley Beal.
Nah, Bradley Beal stand for a good reason. Hey, listen.
Hey, man.
Like the money he about to get, dog.
Hey, that's a lot of money.
I'm be honest with you. That's way too much money to pass up. Do you realize?
It's cool, but you finna be sitting there with a bum team.
Dog. Everybody.
Do you understand that after taxes, that man is still going to be 100+ M's up?
Hey, I know. Everybody's sitting there.
I don't know.
They used to begrudge Carmelo Anthony, dog. Oh, Melo took the money. You dang right. You see what kind of money is on the table? I ain't saying no.
230 M's in 5 years.
No, what is it? It's 245, ain't it? It's 245.
Whatever it is, I just want you to think about that. He already rich.
No, I get that.
And then, so imagine you Bradley Beal right now, and
that's
in
a different
5 years you're gonna have 230 million more than went through, your whole hand at this point, just for doing stuff you're gonna do anyway.
Like, it is 230. It's 230.
He's sitting there with a basketball right now, saying 230 ends if I can make it through these next couple seasons. Like think about that. That's wild, dog.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in for another morning show, man. As always, morning, afternoon, midday show. As always, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We will be live for the Bulls live call and post game tonight. Bulls taking on Philly. Let's hope we get this 5th dub. Also, make sure you guys go check out Locked On Bulls over on the let me double check. Let me see if the video is up. Video should be up about now, I believe. Video is up over there on Locked On. Y'all go check that out as well, man. It's doing some numbers right now. Good Lord, shout out to us. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love over there as well as over here, man. It's your boy, Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid. And, of course, the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan the Don. We'll see y'all tonight
You got
Y'all still see
that
about
video
man.
up right now?
Hey,
That video up right now?
hey. You notice how Steph been bowing ever since D Wade did it at the All-Star game? Y'all
I
still
don't
say
know
about that
why.
man.
I don't know
Peace.
why.